Hi, this is Phil from underKG.com, and this is Huawei Ascend P7. So this is a successor to the previous model Ascend P6, and there are lots of differences we can spot from the front and back in the same time. Apparently, it seems like they picked up a little bit of pretty much every popular devices on the market right now. There were accusations that it looks like an iPhone. Not pretty much. And that it looks like an Xperia. Maybe. And Pentec Vega Iron 2. And that we can see that they got some points. All right, before we talk about that, let's get into the basics of this guy. It's got a receiver on top, proximity and ambient sensor, followed by and the 8-megapixel front-facing camera. Which takes stunning photos, which takes stunning selfies, trust me. And 5 inches of a full HD display. Display is amazing. It's just awesome. And Huawei logo and the volume rocker, power key, micro SD card slot, micro SIM card slot, which both thing comes in the metallic tray, which could get into some kind of problem if you want to take in or out your micro SD card slot often, but that's how this guy's made of. And looking at the right side, we can see the kind of resemblance right here. We're not saying that no other manufacturer than Sony should use a circular power key, but this is something. And on the top is a 3.5mm headphone jack with this secondary microphone, not thin on the left, to the micro USB port on the bottom, and the microphone. On the back is a 13-megapixel camera with the LED flash, Huawei logo. We're actually getting used to the logo. That's pretty ugly logo. And speaker grill with the certification logos followed by. And the back's got a little patterns. And aside from the pattern, there is this light kind of effect going on, and we didn't like that, but that's how they made it. So we might as well have to do with it. That's 5 inches. So compared to the other 5 inches, that's Xperia Z1 and Pentec Vega Iron 2. And perhaps if you want to bring in Galaxy, there's a Galaxy S5 LTE. Alrighty. And it doesn't really end up there. The lock screen has this lighting effect, and we believe that we've seen that elsewhere. Alright, unlocking the screen invites us to the Huawei Emotion Ui 2.3. So this is their latest version so far, and the interface kind of resembles whatnot of a MIUI. Aside from the icons and the colorings, solely it's got a very MIUI-ish kind of design. Notification bar is clean and white, and there's brightness bar and everything. There are some interesting features such as this suspended keys that is a little something that helps you use your phone with one hand, whether you're in a metro or buses or whatever situations that might be. And to be honest, it's got a lot of functions. There are too many of them. I love functions. I love new functions, but good. I love new functions, but unless it asks you questions. And let's look at the battery. No, let's look at power saving. Power saving got 3 options: normal, smart, and ultra. Those are okay, but they're protective apps that you can set up which of the apps that you're not gonna conserve power, so they run at the full power. You have to choose that, and they're background power intensive apps that you have to watch it, and then there is notification management that you would allow or disallow for apps to show you, send you notifications, and it asks you too many questions. There are too many things that you have to control that it starts getting annoying. Startup manager, which of the apps, those are awesome functions usually found at the custom ROMs, and that's good. Having them are good, but they ask you questions, and that we didn't like. So aside from that, the user interface is, yes, we believe that we've seen those kind of things elsewhere. The basics is this. It runs at high silicon 910T, that's quad-core A9 processors, that's good. 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage, full HD display, running at 4.4.2 Android KitKat. We usually don't really talk about kernels, but we have to do this with this one. It's running at 3.0.8. That's pretty outdated. Google suggests 3.4 for devices running KitKat. And Xperia E1, even this guy runs at 3.4 kernel. And maybe it's the kernel that lags things off. And what we mean by this is, let me just switch to Nova Launcher. Is aside from its specification, that's a pretty good processor, A9 quad-core Full HD. That shouldn't be a problem because A9 is a good A9 should be good enough to run that. And even running at the benchmarks, running it on Antutu, it runs around 25,000 at the scoring meter. And that shouldn't be a problem because that's good enough. But whatever you do on the phone, it kind of lags. It shows is most noticeable on the web browser. The built-in web browser is completely laggy. And scrolling just is laggy. And this is pretty much everywhere, what you do on this phone. And this phone kind of lags every single little things. Animation, transitions, those kind of things, they're just not instant, as most of the phones nowadays are lags, again. So we're not really kind of sure. Like, we like how it looks, and what we even like more is its front-facing camera. It takes amazing selfies, and don't worry that it's gonna take all of your little things happening on your face, because the beauty level just like smudges your face and looks completely great. Although its backside camera, 13 megapixel camera, doesn't really take a good photo, we were so happy with the front-facing camera. Sound quality is okay, but its volume is a bit low compared to the other phones in the market. And the speaker on the back is, we like that it's flat. There's no any just stuck out things happening. But as soon as you put it on the ground, it completely blocks the speaker grill, and you can barely hear anything. So, although there are some problems happening in this phone, we kind of liked it because the way this feels and how sturdy and well built it is. We really loved it. But we can see many phones inside this one. We're not saying that's who's copycat and who is not, and who's original and who's not. That's just totally out of the game. But this is too much, as we see. And paying $400 plus for this kind of phone, we would have accepted it if it was good with the performances. But as we've seen, performances lags, and processors and the RAMs are good enough, but it lags. So those kind of things combined, we don't really see a point why we should get an SMP7, while other mainstream smartphones that performs not as good, better than this, and better original at least. Might be ugly, but they're original. So we don't really get to see a reason to get an SMP7. So if you had any questions, this is your answer to SMP7, not suggested. That's pretty much it. Sadly enough, they're getting there. As China and a lot of Chinese companies are getting there, is getting there. But is it there? Not quite. Well, it is getting there, but not now. That was SMP7. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel under KG View, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, for all yours to subscribe and or follow. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys later.